It's really the matter of will. I mean, whether he's more athletic than you, stronger than you, but y'all in the same kind of group. It's like it's going to be down to matter of will. Who wanted more? And that's one of the things that sports science can't measure.
That's right.
Who like who? What reporters say what? If I'm going to outwork this man, or he going to outwork me? Who wanted more? And that's the thing about sport. Because at the end of the day, we can always try to put a value on something and an opinion or this and that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you got to go out there, play the game. You got to play the match. You got to compete. And the best man usually going to come out on top.
So Grady, thank you very much for doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you for
How's
having
the body feeling?
Body feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling strong.
Watching you and learning more about you as we've been training, there's something that I explained to someone. Someone reached out to me and they said, hey, and I know this is going to be uncomfortable for you to hear, but it's positive.
Okay.
They said, what is that guy like? I said, you know what's so interesting? He is a good person. He's got a good foundation. And it's not that it's surprising. There's a lot of people like that, but very respectful, very hardworking, no BS, zero complaints, zero issues, and I'm sure you have them, right?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and then I started to think that's exactly the type of player that a defense or an organization builds around, because you can have someone who's a great athlete, and you certainly are that, but having someone who has all those other attributes is actually a really big deal. So I was explaining to a good friend of mine, that's why he's a captain. And most people don't understand that. They think that being a captain is associated with being a great player. Although you are a great player, you need the other things as well.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on that?
Man, I mean, that's always means a lot to me whenever I hear that, whether it's a form of admiration or just respect given from somebody from afar. But for me, man, it's always been me just being myself, and being my best self. And think about it, when we putting in work together, that hour or so of time, for me, that's my safe haven. That's my time to pour back into myself. So whatever I'm dealing with in life, or I was at the house, or where my mind at on my profession, or whatever it is, my time to put in work that's needed for me. And I think with us working together has been just two people with the same kind of mindset, more than just attack, but really the attention to detail, the focus, the intensity, why we doing this, what's the longevity and the purpose, and that's the things that push me forward. And so, I mean, when I hear something like that, it's just confirmation that I'm doing the right thing. But at the same time, we're not doing it for show. It's because it's part of our character, and that's something, like you said, that's some of the things that have carried me through my career. In addition to being a great player, but just being somebody who want the best for their teammates, who want to see people strive to do their best each and every day. But I can't expect that from another man if I'm not willing to do that myself every day. And so just having that no excuses mindset, and got to be able to show up and work out show up and put my best foot forward every day, not just show up and go through the motions. So that's one thing I have appreciated most about this off-season training, going into the season with you.
Nice. So you grew up in Atlanta. And then you basically, I want to hear more about that, because I have a young boy, you have a young boy, and I'm fascinated by how it starts. I think about my journey, but with your journey, did your mom say you're playing football?
No, my mom didn't really say. I wanted to play football at a young age, so I grew up in a town called Conyers, which is 30 minutes east of Atlanta, and I started playing football really early, like 5 years old, and I used to be so excited to go to practice. I used to be like.
So you asked to go to practice?
Yeah. I used to be so excited. We'd go on. I forgot what days practice were. When you're young, you maybe go 2 times a week. You play on
Tuesday,
Saturday
Thursday
or
or something.
So I knew when practice was, and then on our game days before the game, I remember. Say if we played at 10 o'clock a.m. I used to be so early, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock with my full uniform on in the living room, ready to go play. So, I just loved it. And then, but back then it was different. We played contact really early. We did a lot of hitting drills, and things like that. But I liked the contact, but also didn't like hurting people or like who I thought were my friends. So I used to get my mom teased me like always say like I would go knock somebody down and then like be like the first to kind of help them up and like give them a pat and like say like sorry or whatever. But then I was a heavier kid too, so. When you were heavy outside of your age, you could play up with the older guys, but you had to play like the Division II side of it.
That's right.
So I was playing like Division II with 3 years up, and these guys ended up being, some of the guys ended up being like my high school teammates and stuff. But so I always played up. Well, I think that helped me in my development. But so I just always loved football, man, and working hard, and it was just something I just knew I always wanted to do. And I never really did it to be like, I want to eventually make it to the NFL, and I just enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it, and that's something that I've been playing football every year since I was 5 years old. I done did other sports through high school and stuff like that, and but as I got more serious in it, everything I did was to really make me become a better football player. Once I got to middle school, I started wrestling a little bit. Got to high school, got away from it for a year, and then the wrestling coach came and got me like, no, you gonna come wrestle. So so that was one of the best things that I've done and enjoyed, because nobody really that I knew or family or nothing like ever wrestled like that. So, but it was a natural love for that I had and I ended up being pretty good. I ended up winning state my senior year, and that was a really proud accomplishment that I have. I played baseball. It's also growing up. I might have played baseball before football, like 4-year-old T-ball. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that. I played probably up to about end of middle school. No, not middle school. Maybe like 7th grade, like Park League type stuff. I wanted to play for the middle school, but it didn't happen. And that kind of just. And I tried out for the middle school basketball team. That sent me to.
We all have the basketball dream.
That sent me to wrestling. So yeah, man, everything happened for a reason. And like the track stuff, just doing like for running for them, just at practice and stuff. We used to have a little big man relay though. I used to be a little part of that, but I was a field guy, so I did like shot and discus stuff like that.
So you're an all-around athlete. You don't see a lot of. I don't think you see a lot of football players who wrestle. I mean, probably now, but the reason I say that is because you have to be very strict with your weight. Yeah. And like I'm assuming you were heavyweight. But regardless, like there's a transition in weight. Football players are just usually big people. But I'm also thinking that the agility in wrestling probably helped you tenfold in football. Right?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think really the learning leverage, feeling pressure as a lineman. We always talk about as a defense lineman, always fight pressure with pressure. Whatever the offensive lineman is pushing you, where you want to go. So you never want to go with the least pass resistance, because if you do, there's always something probably coming back. So that's one of the things I learned being a wrestler. And I think usually like you get bigger guys like linemen wrestle more, because in high school there's a big gap between the weight class. So it's 215 and the next is 285. So obviously most of your football team is going to live in this 200 to 250, 240 range. I mean, that guy really don't have a chance against this 285 D lineman. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, I think that's why I skewed a little bit. But so that's where we kind of live as far as linemen. I know some offensive linemen that wrestle, and I think it does well for them as well, working on the core strength and stuff like that. So, but I mean, I think it's a great tool. I got my son in like judo now, so a little form of wrestling, some throws, stuff like that. I think he's gonna be a great athlete, but it's a little different now. Like we talked about, I want to be there for him when we start playing football, and probably start with the flag stuff. Let him learn the game a little bit more versus just throwing him out there. So, as long as, but he got a good athletic profile, good. The want to compete is there, and that's all I see is like from my father's standpoint. So that's kind of got off track there. But I think that definitely something that I think if I got in there earlier, I could have been an even better wrestler. So I think that would have made me a better player too. So
I mean, there's no doubt your son's going to be a phenomenal athlete. I mean, just seeing the way you move and your athletic ability. I mean, if he has any of that, he's going to be really good.
Yes, sir.
But also, like, we're familiar with the conditioning involved in football, but the conditioning in wrestling is like totally a whole nother level. That must have helped you tremendously as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And more than the physical part of it, I think it's the mindset and where it take when you fight another man, like in the third round. I mean, you got 3 2-minute sessions, but it may sound short, but when you grappling and you throwing and tossing, you got to dig really deep. And so obviously a conditioning aspect come with that when you competing, but then also one thing, because I'm not a wrestler anymore, one thing I could tap back into is overcoming, pushing through when you're tired. Like you got more to give, because I've been in that position when it felt like you had no more energy left, so it's like so many things that we go through as athletes, and especially on the conditioning part of it. It's really the matter of will, how far willing you going against another athlete that's, whether he's more athletic than you, stronger than you, but y'all in the same kind of group. It's like it's going to be down to matter of will, who wanted more. And that's one of the things that, sports science can't measure.
That's right.
Who like who, what reporters say what, if I'm going to outwork this man or he going to, outwork me, who wanted more. And that's the thing about sport, was that at the end of the day, we can always try to put a value on something and an opinion or this and that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you got to go out there, play the game, you got to play the match, you got to compete. And the best man usually going to come out on top.
100%. So did you have any influences at a young age for professional football? What I used to do, I was really out of shape, so I was a fat kid, and I wanted to be in shape. And I realized that everyone in my family will idolize professional football players. And I was like, all right, so I need to be a professional football player. Like, it's that easy, right? So I put pictures all over the wall, and you couldn't see the wall. And I shared a bedroom with my brother, and the whole wall was covered with pictures. And I knew every single player up there. I know you mentioned before, you didn't really have aspirations to play in the NFL at that time, but did you have any influences, or did you pay attention to NFL players, say, okay, I like that guy, he does this, I like this guy? Did you follow it like that?
Yeah, for sure. I liked players, and like I say, I was on the same boat, like kind of chubby kid, wanted to have muscles and do stuff like that. So whenever I seen like somebody like in shape, it inspired me. I used to love to watch Mike Tyson stuff as a boxer, stuff like that. And I always was so impressed with just him being like an undersized guy, but like knocking out guys and just being super strong and fear. But as far as football players, I was fortunate enough to have a close relationship with Ray Lewis growing up, a family friend of ours. So he always inspired me, being the best of what he does. And just seeing how hard he worked and stuff like that, that work ethic and mindset kind of got into me as a young kid growing up. And when you're young, like 5, 8 to 10 years old, you don't really understand. You kind of just see like, oh, this, that's cool. But then when you get older, you start getting to high school and late middle school, high school, you're like, yo, you really, really got to work hard to be good at this. And and what I learned early was, all right, some days, is better than others as far as the effort put out. And I have a really good day, like, oh man, I really gave it all today. I'm like, dang, I got to do that every day.
Every day.
And it was hard at first, like I got to keep on. Then I started doing it every day, emptying the tank, and it just became a part of life. You know what I'm saying? Like and I learned that from kind of just watching them work, and was fortunate to work out with them a couple of times as a kid. So that's like one of the things I talk about when you get to be able to tap into memories, tap into old feelings, tap into, he always would say, we reaching for failure, like we going for failure, like, and sometimes I was kind of reversed in thought, because you're like, well, I want to do good, I want to make her feel better, but if you haven't failed, you ain't pushed yourself to a new limit, so you can never push that threshold, and that's one of the things that I learned as a young kid, and I think that definitely has helped me. And so I was fortunate to be around a lot of different good players, man, like Ed Reed.
Great player.
I could go for a couple times. And there was some guys even through the college ranks, or certain high school guys that used to play at my high school, and I don't even remember some of their names, but just having family friends come around, I always was inspired by guys doing the things I wanted to do.
Right.
And
it's important to surround yourself with those people.
Yeah,
it's really important.
It's super important, and that's one of the things that always kept me going. Just kind of keep pushing myself to be the best, and really not knowing where it was going to take me, but it really didn't matter. Just wanting to do my best.
Right, and you're so stimulated and so aware at that moment because of your circle.
Yeah,
I remember, there was a coach. You said failure. And I immediately thought of my college coach, who's like father figure to me. He was so hard on us, and he would always ask us, do you know why we do all this conditioning? And I was like, yeah, so we're conditioned. And that was certainly a part of the answer. But the other part was, because when things get hard for you, there's going to be something that happens in your mind, and you have to make a decision. I can quit, I can ease back, or you'll say, I've been here before, and I pushed through it.
Absolutely.
And that's why Ray was saying that you need to feel that, because I'm going to be prepared to deal with that situation.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
The other thing I was thinking, like you said that you paid attention to people and you had these influences on your life. I'm not so sure my son even knows that I played football. Like, because there's no memorabilia up. And not that I don't want it up, I just never bothered to put it up, because I feel like the more I put it up, and I'm thinking about hanging a jersey up, but I'm like, if I hang a jersey up, I look like an egomaniac. You know, that's what I think about. That's crazy. That's what my mind thinks. And I'm like, I don't want to look like an egomaniac, even though we all have the ego that kicks in, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I wonder, you had influence of a family member that had NFL experience. Did that play into the psychology at all, saying, all right, I have that in me?
Yeah,
Did that play into it?
Yeah, I think it did. I think it did. And more than playing into it, to seeing, like, it's attainable, it's possible. Because when you don't have influence, because more than just having a family member, I did a lot of like community work, spending times with kids and stuff like that. And also when I seen like because like at my high school where I come from, we didn't have no NFL players or nobody where I could just see and be like, oh, we could do this, because now these people look like superhumans to me.
That's
like, are they real people? But when you are around it and you can see, and like on a daily, like, oh, this is attainable, this is possible, and I think with me, the proximity definitely helped me, knowing that there's some things that I could reach. But also, with me being a pro now, I try to be around the youth, and so they can see me, feel me, and whether that's just inspiration, so they can go chase a dream that they have, or if you got somebody who really want to chase a football dream. Obviously, everybody don't make it, but that may put them to another destination career that lead them to somewhere else. And I think for me, like you say, like having like my jerseys up and do stuff like that, I do take pride in it and home. And it's cool for me to see my son understand at 4 years old now, like, oh, daddy, that's daddy work. That's daddy work. And he was like, oh, then so we at the house now, sometimes he'd be like, Dad, I want to go work. So to him, so when he say I want to go work, he want to go work out. He want to go do lift weights. So to me, he say he have put a positive connotation with work.
That's right.
And because I tell him, Daddy work hard for these things. So, the toys, you do stuff like that. Like that don't just happen. We gotta work for these things. And so when he like, okay, all right, if I do this, I put work, so exercise, do stuff like that. You say, let's put that work here. We're gonna put in work, so it's cool for me at him at 4 to see now. So he only really know me he know I play for the Falcons. Okay, but he really know he really like Bears. Who Daddy played with Bears, because he can remember now. See, when I was with the Falcons, he just knew. He just kind of just there. He hanging out. He's 2-3 years old, but now. He like, oh, so when the Bears come on TV, oh, okay, that daddy want to do that. I want to do that. I said, and I asked him, I'm like, do you want to play football or do you want to do this? He like, oh yeah, I want to work. I want to work. I'm like, okay, so yeah. So I mean, I think it definitely helps, and because I think all kids, especially young boys, us being their fathers, we their first like superheroes. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like they be like, oh man, you did this. Oh, and then. But also know you're gonna get older and he can be like, well, the internet help us now. But because you think about it, like your parents, like, oh, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I think every time I try to speak or do certain things, now I'm blessed to have enough platforms where I know he can go back and really see like some of the things I was doing, talking about, or So I definitely think. You should hang your jerseys up, man. Show them that thing.
I'm thinking about it. I'll tell my wife you said that.
For sure.
But it's very interesting. There was a famous story I saw online about the lead vocalist, guitarist for, I think it was Creed, the band Creed. And he, played in the band for 30 years. And now he's like probably 49, 50 years old. And his daughter decides to pick up a guitar. Now the daughter has no idea that he is who he is. And so the daughter is like trying to figure out this chord in the guitar, and the dad says, you should, no, wait, the mom says, you should ask your dad.
Yeah.
And the daughter's like, what does dad know about this? And then she puts in like this online, she says, that's your dad. It's like 500,000 people there. He's playing in front of him. He goes, what? She didn't even understand what it was.
Yeah.
So it's not normal for your son or your to turn on TV and see your dad right there.
Yeah.
It's like they can't understand or appreciate yet, as you
exactly.
said.
Exactly.
Yet.
Yeah.
Someday he'll be like, whoa, that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
And I think generationally, they take great pride in that. That's not to say he has to play football, but just knowing what you achieved. And I also think, Grady, that those conversations you're having with him, I think they're really important because kids think, okay, most kids grow up like this.
Yep.
You didn't grow up like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You didn't grow up like that.
Exactly.
And you're like, and I'm thinking, I live in a house. I think the house is nice, but I didn't grow up in a house.
Yeah, exactly.
I grew up in a very small apartment. And I was thinking that my son thinks it's normal.
I'm
like, dude, no.
Yep.
You
And
know?
they don't know any different. And then sometimes it gets me like frustrated. But one, I got to remember he is 4.
That's
but
right.
2, I understand he don't know nothing else. You know. And obviously we all want better lives for our kids. But like me and you talked about, the struggle or whatever, control chaos, whatever, overcoming hardships is what's going to really, we can't take that away from them. However, we got to create it. We can't let our success rob them of, being able to overcome certain things, do certain things. And I had this conversation with a coach of mine once, and I'm like, man, my kid is growing up not how I grew up. I made a lot of money, do a lot of things, travel a lot, do this stuff. And mind you, I had a good growing up, but it wasn't like how my son's had. And so I'm like, how do I because I can't teach the things that made me who I am, the dog, certain stuff and so how?
What do you? I'm sorry to interrupt. What are you going to do? Put him back in the
like
area?
You're not going to. How do I appreciate? How do I we do this thing for our family so they can have a good time? But how do I also? How does he? The hard stuff, you know what I'm saying? And but obviously, that's still not an excuse too, because there's people who have plenty of success and have super successful kids. People who have success and kids don't, in the opposite way. So that's why I always think it's more inside the person and the work ethic and the things they do, and you don't let the outside things dictate the effort that you put in, the work that you put in, and that's one of the biggest things that my mom instilled in me was about never feel bad about the good things in your life, because one, I when I say I mean speaking from her perspective, work to be able to afford you these certain opportunities, to put you in these certain rooms, to do this and do that. So you go enjoy these things, you push it. So that's me. I'm really just moving the needle forward from where it started for me. And that's what I expect for him to do for his kids, and it was just keep pushing the needle forward, but never apologizing for success, never apologizing for experiencing, knowing nice things and doing things like that. That don't make you who you are. You always treat people with respect, love and give thanks to God, all the things like that. But we keep pushing the needle forward, and I think as long as you work hard, you do the work. What can somebody say? You know what I'm saying? Treat people right with respect.
I think that's a very good point. I think, as you're doing it, you're having these important conversations, because if you're having those conversations now from a very young age, he's going to understand, hey, my dad said this is why, and he's going to have, I guess, an in-depth look at what's really important, regardless of the circumstances. I had someone say, I saw it on a TV show once, the kid said to the parents, you don't know what it's like. There's a lot of pressure in the family. We're growing up in a very wealthy, rich household. And the parents go, wait a minute. We are rich. You are broke. He's like, you have to get your own.
No,
and I was with someone who I respect very much, and he asked me, why are you working so hard? I said, to provide a good life for my family. And I think that's why we all do it, for the most part. And I said, I want to give my son a really great life. And he said, you got to be careful, because if you give him too many things and clear a path for him, he'll never be the person that he could be. And I was like, wow, that's really powerful. That's really, so I think about that a lot.
No, I definitely agree with that. And I think just being, say, having success, making a lot of money at this point, when you first get into a big lump sum, accomplishing a dream. I want to take care of my family. I want to take care of this. I want to take care of my friends. I want to do this. I want to do that. Oh man, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do. And then when you get to doing, and you're doing it really looking for love and appreciation in return, really that's really the truth of it. Mm-hmm. But when you do too much for people, or you make it too easy, whether that's a parent doing for the kid, doing this, that, whether that's expectations, and it's not a beautiful. Now that's at some point it's going to turn to thank you, to now if you don't do it, a resentment, or if you don't do it, you can do it, so you're deciding not to do it because you don't want to, you don't love it. There's a turn in the thing, and it's just a balance, like between you taking care of responsibilities. Yeah. Because you give, and I'll just put it like this: whenever you give, make sure it's something that you want to do for yourself. Mm-hmm. You're doing it really because, and you got to be selfish with it, because how somebody else take it is out of your hands. And like whether it's like a gratitude, thank you, or it's like, all right, well, okay, they got me that, or let me get some more, or let me get some. Now you start feeling empty, like like you being taken advantage of when you come with a clear heart. And so, I mean, I done seen that happen on like parent, kids relationship, friends to friends, whatever it may be. So we want to do these things and make life easier for people. But then I gotta look in the mirror and be like, them hard days, who made it easy for me? You know what I'm saying? And you can appreciate it differently because you did the work for it. Oh, that's right. And so when we give people these things without them doing what the work for it, and you give your kids these things without them accomplishing certain things, hitting certain benchmarks, they can start thinking like, oh, this is owed to me. Like, this is owed to me. Like, oh, this. And I always just try to remind myself, even when I do feel sometime I deserve this. And I, we all deserve good things. But I would say I don't deserve nothing. I don't need to work for this. I need to earn this. I need to do, because it just keep me level, keep me with a accomplished, head, and just just the. What's the word I'm looking for? When you feel like you owe stuff.
Entitlement.
Yeah. The entitlement. Yeah. I mean, some people love and live in that world. Oh, yeah. But then, for certain people, that make your skin crawl. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I'm with you.
So I just been around people who have really, really, really good, high success. And I mean, and they not entitled. They work for somebody. They're like, I played for Arthur Smith. One of the coolest guys was I got to know him a little better after he wasn't my head coach anymore. But just to see, where he come from and the success that his dad had, and he was a grinder. If you know his story, man, he just worked up from the position all the way up to becoming the head coach. You know what I'm saying? When took a long way. And I just think if somebody like that can continue to push and be able to accomplish a dream, become an NFL head coach, I mean. That's go back to the thing about what I said. We can all have good starts and not end up nothing, just ride the wave, or we can have a good start and keep pushing, Or you have the other story where somebody didn't come from much, right, and they go all the way to the top, or somebody didn't come from much and they stay not coming from much. Right. So the diligence, it's in the work, it's in the want to, it's in the will, and so that's kind of how I feel
for
about
sure.
that.
I think You, as you said before, it was well said. You said that you do so many things, you can do so many things for people that it becomes an expectation. Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting. People have a way of saying, "Well, you got money, you should be able." It's like the fact that that's not I don't think that's a healthy mindset to say you should just do it because.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, it's nice to help people, and inevitably we help people because it fulfills us and it makes us feel good.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I've learned no matter what you do for people, it will never be enough.
Yep, never.
And they will always focus on what you didn't do.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I read something on the way over here. People will be so, you could be going through your darkest hour, the toughest time of your life, and people will be most concerned with how you didn't show up for them.
Absolutely.
And it's like, dude, I'm dying over here.
Absolutely.
I'm doing my best, and it's still not enough. Absolutely. So I think
because they think just because from their perception, oh, you got the money, you got this. What you got to complain about? What you got? Yeah. And not knowing, kind of what more come with more. and and it's just like the things. Like for me, it's like really what it takes to have success and to do things like the not having the appreciation for that for the axers and just thinking that you could just give or just whenever they're ready for it, just show up for them. I mean, it's just really like what do you think I'm over here doing? Just twiddling my thumbs every day.
I know. So there's a guy who I know. He started a supplement company, and he's got an interesting story. Like I think 12 years ago he started it, maybe 13 now. And he literally told his wife, "Hey, we're gonna get married like on paper here, and then if this goes well, we'll have a giant wedding, right?" And every once in a while on Instagram he'll post something like great seats at a game. He's at the World Cup in a beautiful seat. He's at a restaurant, and someone will type "must be nice," and he's like, "Dude, must be nice. Do you know what I went through to get here?" And the fact that someone has the audacity to say that, I go, that's pretty foul.
Yeah.
Like when I think about someone wanting to be taken care of as opposed to what it took for you or a professional athlete to get to that level. I'm not talking about someone who goes to camp. I'm talking about someone who maintains it and like goes to every practice, crushes themselves with conditioning, strength training. As you said, once you accept that it's every day, it's every day for the rest of your life.
Every day.
It's every day for the rest of your life until you're done playing, and then you probably still do it because you want to be healthy.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's every day, dealing with family stress, dealing with family pressure, maybe not having a lot of food and money to pay bills, but you're still going to show up to practice, you're still going to be happy, you're still going to give great effort. Then you got to push injuries aside. Then everyone's going to say, "Oh, you can't do it. You're not big enough. You're not strong enough. You're not fast enough. You're definitely not smart enough." And it's like all of those things, the reward is pushing through it and looking yourself in the mirror and saying every day, "I can do it. I got this." And there's a huge difference between you and that and the other person going, "You should just buy this for me."
Exactly.
It's like, dude,
there's a huge difference. But it's like that's also just go back on the type of person, the mindset and character, because I work that hard too. Because one, I could never really fix my lip to ask, just to ask for somebody for something.
It don't feel right.
It don't feel good. It don't feel right. And I don't want to be put in that position. Like, so you work hard because even though we working for the love of the game, we also working from the fear of failure, and that's also a nice motivator too. Because we got to show up no matter how it is, and this and that, and friends come and go, colleagues, this and that. But most of the time, your family is your family, and you still got to show up, whether if things is good, bad, favorable, unfavorable. You still got to continue to show up, and whether people saying "I love you, I love you, I love you," or "F you, F you, F you," I still got to show up.
That's right.
But that's how I feel about it. Everybody don't feel like that.
That's right.
And some people jump ship and they go and do their own thing and do this and do that. But for me, for my conscience, for what I want to do and what makes me feel good and accomplish the things I need to accomplish, I got to continue to show up. And some stuff can go by the wayside, but when you got that mindset of continue to show up, you got to know you got to be willing to take some hits, and so you got to build your shield up, build up some callus, and just keep it pushing. Because I always think it's a reward on the back end of it, and those experiences help me connect with other people and know what other people going through, whether it's a young player, first time really going through some troubles with whether it's family, girl, kids, balancing work life. I'm able to connect with that guy. Whether it's, anybody, any realm, to be honest, because of the things I've been through personally, and so I just think, everything happened for a reason, but like you said, we just got to continue to show up and do what we need to do.
That's right. And sometimes that can be the hardest thing to do. Like, I think just major people say, what are the skills? I think showing up is a serious skill set.
Absolutely.
Like, you can't just show up and do nothing. I get it, but if you I remember my mom, every day she made me go to school, and I was like, I'm sick, or I make an excuse. So you got to go. Like, what? Everyone misses school. How come I don't get to miss one day of school?
Exactly.
She refused to have me miss one day of school. She played this trick on me. She said, if you're not feeling well, I'll bring you to school, and I'll call at like 11:30, and if you're not doing good, I'll pick you up. Well, I forgot about it by then. I was like, man, that was such a mind trick. Right?
Yep. That's a good one. I'm gonna use that one for my son.
So good, so good. But growing up, you decide. In high school, when did you start saying, okay, I'm pretty good at this? When did you start getting attention and start to see the possibility of going to play college football?
I think after maybe like during like, I thought my 10th grade, 11th grade year, I'm like, all right, but I definitely want to keep playing and go to college because, I mean, freshman year was just, I played varsity, but it was just so overwhelming. I feel like I was so far behind. I feel like guys were way stronger than me, and just was like, just really running on just straight hope. But I did play some. But after 10th grade, I'm like, all right, I'm pretty cool. But then 11th grade is like that time, like where you're like, all right, well, I'm still not getting no scholarships, or I'm getting some looks, but nothing, still don't have no offer or anything like that.
And that's as a junior.
This as a junior, and so I'm like, all right, Bill, let me tighten. But I'm having a good year, and obviously, like I said earlier, coming from Rockdale County, nobody was really coming out there to see us. You know what I'm saying? We could get a couple of D3, D2 schools, stuff like that. So what we had to do were, we as in me and my mom. We had to go hit the camp circuit. So we're going to schools, hitting camps. So my 11th grade summer, going into my senior year, is where I hit a whole bunch of camps. I was getting like calls from like some school, like ACC schools, I got like some mid majors from like Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky, kind of people like really interested, and that was big time to me because I'm like, all right, bet. And I think I got like a Buffalo offer or something. And but I'm like, I want to go to the bigger schools. I was going to Alabama, Auburn, and really wasn't getting much attention. Obviously, when you go to these camps, they got the groups that they really recruiting.
Oh yeah, they focus on certain people. You can feel it.
The groups that paid for camp and the other group who just don't have a chance. So I'm like, I'm paying to go to these camps and showing up, trying to. So all the SEC schools, they kind of like, oh, all right, yeah, go over here. So I'm like, I'll go to Clemson. And mind you, they had sent me a couple letters or stuff, but they knew who I was just off the recruiter. Chris Rump was recruiting me, and he really liked me. But obviously I wasn't getting the offer. Undersized, doing certain stuff. So we go to Clemson, and then so we go to the camp, and we get there, and I'm doing the 1 day thing because I had been talking to him a little bit, but it was going nowhere. Right. And so my mom like, yo, this is our last time going up here, like. And she told the coaches that. She told me that. And if you don't want them, cool, please. But you know what? Get your biggest, baddest dude, throw it in front of whatever. And, I was just on one that day. No matter who lay lined up doing one-on-one drills, I'll just put them in the coffin, man. Just lining them up. And I was hype. She was hype out there talking mess. And so we go so Dabo bring us to this office, take us over in the golf cart. Like, hey man, look, I don't got no more scholarships to get, man, but I really, really like you, man, and I think you got what I'm looking for and this and that. I know you undersized, I know you do this, but I'll tell you this. He said, I'm gonna offer you a scholarship, and I'm like, I'm really taken back. Well, I'm trying not to be like too excited, trying to still,
of course.
like you say, you don't want to be too thirsty,
You're
whatever.
Negotiating.
Yeah. So, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm playing it cool. I'm like, all right, coach. Well, I'll think about it.
You had me at hello.
I'm like, all right, coach, I'll think about it. And on the moment, I could feel my mama looking at me like crazy, and I'm like, because I'm like, I don't want to be too thirsty.
Yeah, of course.
So we going down the highway, we're going back 85 south to Atlanta from Clemson. And she like, son, you gonna call that man back right now and tell him like whatever. Yeah. So I like, I'm calling him. So I call him like the next day or two or something like to tell him I'm gonna come. But it's so funny. Could take Coach Sweeney to tell it. But me over here with Buffalo and Middle Tennessee offers, and I'm like, I ain't gonna jump on it too. I want to see my other options.
It's amazing you did that at what, 18, 17, 18?
Yeah, like 17 years old. And but I called him right back, committed, and I was like, yeah, that's all I'm going. Then after like in everything, after you commit, then all the other schools start wanting to come, like the other ACC schools start wanting to offer and stuff. But it's been so many times I'd have been in. People that came to see me, head coaches, and they would see my stats and see the things that I've been doing. They'd be like, oh man, I gotta go see this kid out in Rockdale. And then they see me, they come to my school, like Kirby Smart came to my school, Mark Reed, Autumnwood, like came to my school, and when they see me in person, it's like, oh, okay, well, see you later. You know what I'm saying? I'll never hear from them again. They're looking for this huge massive dude. You know what I'm saying? I'll go sit in front of Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech. Don't give me the time of day, and then it's all, it's all good, but I'll never forget it, this kind of stuff. Like Randy Johnson, Miami, all these guys I've been seeing, like, But I mean, they don't know. They got a program to run. They looking for a profile what they do. And mind you, this is before the shift between myself and like Aaron Donald's, the dang on Sheldon Rankins, all the 6'1" guys. That transition really happened like my second year where they start being more accepted. So is this still the 6'4", 6'5" D tackle? We looking for the big space eaters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm having to overcome all this stuff too. So Devil took a chance on me, man. Got to Clemson. Didn't play much my freshman year, and after that, I just took it and ran with it and made a good career for myself.
It's interesting because, like, for the listeners, what Grady's saying is that the probability of things being good for a football team is if you get a 6'5", 285-pound guy. There's a reason for that. They're not trying to discriminate or be mean. It's like they don't have the ability to go with a bunch of undersized dudes. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it don't work.
Even if that guy can play, like it's like so. I feel like every team kind of gets one, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right, this guy can really play, and he's going to add value regardless of his size. I mean, you're not exactly small, but I understand what you mean. What's your true height? 6'2"?
6'1".
6'1". I mean, there are people that go, "Oh, I'm definitely 6'2". I'm like, if Grady's 6'1", I'm like 5'11", right? Because and your weight, you play at 290, 295.
Yeah, like 290, 295.
Yeah. So that's not exactly small. But when you think, when I remember when I was Richard Seymour, I mean, I thought he was every bit of 6'7".
Yeah.
And if he's listed at 6'6", but he's 325, I'm like, that is a crazy looking human being.
Without a doubt.
Right?
Without a doubt.
So, and I was thinking earlier, you said you're in high school playing because you love it. And you have no offers. You have no offers as a junior.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's played over 10 years in the NFL. I think that's actually, I know we've talked about this before, and this is a big discussion point, but the fact that you have no offers as a junior, and now look at all these kids, 5-star recruits who have these offers as a freshman and a sophomore. The worst thing that could happen to them. Yeah. Because, I got this. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good. Like,
and that's
I don't have to work for anything.
And that's really the mindset. Now, mind you, I did a lot of these camps, high school youth camps and stuff like that, and do this. And I mean, but just, and like I say, I'm all for, the continued grow the game and people, getting the stuff that come with the game.
Right.
But the further we get away from what make the game special, hard work, effort, the want to. It's really the want to. What kills me is some of the lackadaisical and just the too cool stuff. Like, you gotta be thirsty. You gotta want this. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm watching, if I'm a coach, I want somebody who, like, for me, the game changer thing that changed my life is how hard I played and the effort that I played with and how much work I put in the gym, how important it was to me to be on time, just to show up and do this and do that. All this other stuff, byproducts of the game. And mind you, I got all the stuff that come with it. The house, car, this, that. But that's byproducts. At the end of the day, I'm showing up every day because I love the game. I want to compete. I want to do this. And that's how I think, that's how we're going to continue to grow the game. But when all the stuff it'll get off track and we got obviously, the kids making money now and doing this and do that. But, we know plenty of – but, I mean, I think they should get it as much as they can now because, I mean, like I say, as long as the game stay true to what make the game special, it's going to continue to last and do – like, you got the guys who work hard and do this, and they might have to go a longer route now. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. But reward those guys that's working hard and doing the thing every day. And the 5-star guard that do work his tail off and he show up and he do his thing every day, reward that guy. But the one who just show up because somebody else told him good, he might have got a little money here and there, they might need that up front because that mindset of the lackadaisicalness, the too cool stuff, the this and that, and I think just the it's like almost like these guys think, some of them think, it's just like, but they're trained to think me.
Oh yeah.
And then when we get to the NFL, everybody trying to win Super Bowl.
That's right.
Now when you go to me, and now one day it ain't about you, and you go throwing fits, and now you don't want to practice hard, you don't want to show up. That's the guy that got to be left behind because it's gonna be somebody else coming. But now if you're changing your organization to cope with these guys that's doing the pouting, that's doing the complaining, running to go tell, running to say, I'm not happy, and you cope with this, now you will pay the price for that over time because there's going to be organizations and people that will continue to reward the hard work, the ones who show up, the ones who are doing what the coach asked them to do. And as long as the game stay that way, it's going to be a successful business. But when you get to, when we get to trying to coach everybody in a team sport, and this guy been getting his way his whole life, but so has this guy, so has this guy. So who gonna be the one to be like, who gonna sacrifice most for the betterment of the team? And one of the biggest things that I've learned in my career that I've heard people say that had a lot of success is, organizations always gonna get the behavior that they reward. So, if you got something, you go pay the guy who been pouting all day, he don't show up and do this and do that. All right, the next guy who want to get paid, he gonna start pouting and he gonna do this and he gonna do that. But the one who keeps showing up, he get rewarded. Then the next guy, all right, well, this don't work. Let me do this. Let me go work. And then, obviously, that'll trickle down over the whole roster. Right. So, so I say this, man. I'm happy for the players now and what they doing, but I do think like development is going to take a shot forward, because I think about how good I was as a freshman to where I was as a senior. Working with my same coach, D-line coach, just kept helping me develop, and that helped me become a better pro. Versus, I'm going to this system here. I mean, that's difficult. I've done it as a pro, having different coordinators. So you got to play this way, and it's hard to
learning a brand new system is crazy.
I mean,
hard.
It's crazy, but they're doing it. But they're doing it every year now.
That's right.
So how good are we getting to really, continue to get better? So I can see both ways. But just, as long as the game stay respected and people do what we need to do, it should be in a good place. But,
Well, that's a good message, because, I think with the NIL stuff, I think anyone who's played would be in agreement they should get paid.
Yeah.
No one has a problem with any of that.
Absolutely.
I think the challenge is how they get paid, when they get paid. They're allowed to leave. They're allowed to bolt. I think just the foundation of not fulfilling your commitment, that's a big problem in itself.
Absolutely.
If you commit to a school, that's your school. How can a coach discipline you if you bounce?
Yeah. But if you run at the first sign of discipline too, though, because you got to think about it. It's like raising a kid. Discipline is what make you. Now if you're like, all right, well, I can't have my way here, but I can have my way over here.
Mom and dad.
You get running. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mama said I can't do it. What's to go see dad? I'm going to go see. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to have your house in order now, because at the end of the day, that's going to But that's what's being rewarded. And obviously, I think the NCAA is still figuring it out on how they're going to do things. I think it'll be better in a couple years. Hopefully it'll be better by the time our boys get up. They'll have that thing on lock. But I think they're figuring it out, man. I don't think it's nobody's fault. It's just a byproduct of figuring it out in this early stage. And if you're a high school player and you're getting offered to pay, now you kind of look at it like a business, versus like a pride for a school, and that's what they've made it. Right. So you got to make the business decision most of the time, because you got to think. If you got to. It's hard to pass up if a kid is getting offered $1 million but they're getting offered $200,000 from $200,000 at 17. I think about my first as a 5th round draft pick after taxes and everything, my signing bonus was maybe $100,000. This is a grown man, 22 years old,
professional
football. Okay, and mind you, at that time, I'm like, dang.
Yeah, that's the most money anyone in your family's ever seen.
Ever. 100,000.
That's a lot of money. Especially back then.
So I'm like, but obviously, but I got a little more mature. I'm 22 now. If I'm seeing 100, 200, 300 million at 16, 17 years old. I know. That's a lot of pressure, and a lot of maturity got to come with that too, And that's what I say. We also can't be too hard on the boys, because what else are they supposed to do? You young turn, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you get so you know what I'm saying? It's like you excited, and you got to think your testosterone at an all-time high at 18 to 20 years old. Now you get the big old ego boost, and you like, man, I wish somebody, you know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword we playing with.
Yeah. Well, think about it. A 5-star recruit, I don't know, get anywhere. I'm just spitballing from $600,000 to $1 million they haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
So they're like, what do you mean I have to do something? Technically, I don't have to because they already gave me $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and if I bounce here, they're going to give me $1 million too.
Exactly.
And they're not wrong.
Exactly.
But that's what we're encouraging. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. I think that what's the standard? As you said before, if you have someone in your organization who complains, is lazy, doesn't finish reps, doesn't give great effort, and they're like, I'm not going to, then they can't cut me. That's your entire organization.
That's your entire organization.
Period.
Yeah.
In New England, I remember hearing a guy complain in the locker room. It was like the music stopped. Everyone turned to look at him, and I looked at Willie McGinnis, and I put my head down because I know that guy was in for it. I was like, people just don't do that here.
Yeah.
And he was complaining, and I was like, if anyone hears that, like a coaching staff, that guy will be gone by lunch.
Yeah.
By lunch.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money he's been paid.
Exactly.
And I think that was really powerful. Like, it was like there was no entitlement.
Yeah.
And then that group of guys were like, 2 vets walked over to that guy and were like, hey, man, chill out. Don't talk like that.
Yeah.
And when you have 2 grown men who are starters, who are like all pro players, talk to a guy like that, the guy just kind of zips it up. Right?
Support.
Yeah, so you have to have that. Otherwise, that's the ceiling. That's what when we first started this episode, what do you want your organization built around? And then you look at the people who are the leaders of the club. You show me who the leaders are of your club, and I'll show you what's possible.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. I could care less. And that goes the same as we were just discussing college.
Yeah.
Grady, you're going into your 11th to 12th. 12th year. When he's training, you can hear him, meaning like it's about effort and pushing yourself. That's in his 12th year. I have kids who are like, yeah, I'm going to get a scholarship. They don't even finish the drill.
Yep.
I'm like, you don't finish the drill here, you've done nothing.
Yep.
And you have no offers.
Without doubt.
You need to be a psychopath with detail and pushing yourself and effort and getting the job done. And you need to stand out.
Yep.
Those are the guys who are getting scholarships.
Exactly.
If you don't stand out, why would I give a scholarship to someone who gives a low effort and doesn't finish a drill? It makes no sense.
And pay him.
Yeah, and pay him.
And it ain't just scholarship to school. I gotta get this guy at least $100,000, $200,000, and it's like, so what is going to be the differentiator? And you got to want it. Like as a young athlete, you have to want it. You got to throw caution out the window. You got to throw about wearing cool. You got to sacrifice now so you can live how you want to later, or at least try to give yourself the best chance to achieve the things you want to achieve later. You can't just tip your toe in the water and hope that something catch, and if it don't, now you mad and sad that it happened for you in the world against you. You didn't put your best foot forward. Nobody who ever gave their best effort regretted it, man. You know what I'm saying? Only time you regret it if you know you had more to give and you held back and it didn't go your way. Now somehow it's somebody else's fault. Just put all the onus on yourself, take the leap of faith, and just go grind it all out, you know? And I think the right people who built the right things will see it and recognize it, because the doers see other doers, you know what I'm saying? And the ones who, and they see the ones who don't, who can fake it, you know what I'm saying? And you can always wear a mask for so long, and at the end of the day, pressure, you know, it always going to expose those who ready and who not. And that don't mean everything gonna be perfect.
No, of course.
But I mean, I'd rather take the guy that I know that's gonna give his 100 every time, versus the one who everybody say is good and this and that, and he just might show up for a play or two, and you know we're gonna hope for the best for the rest. We got a full game to play.
I know.
You give me a sack in the first quarter, now you done made your quota for the day. Now you going for the rest of the day.
That's real.
That's really real.
I see that live.
That's really real. And I want the guy who's gonna give me his best effort every time that ball turnover. And it may not be the most skilled guy. It may not be the most highly touted, whatever. But I know he gonna be where he supposed to be.
Yeah.
He gonna play that block how he supposed to play that block. He gonna shed that block. He gonna get to that ball. And if we got 11 guys like that doing that, we got a chance. You know. And It's always great to have that one superstar guy who work his tail off, who work his head, and then he do everything he, and that's when you get the super greats, and we always will take more of that too.
So how many plays in a football game, roughly? How many plays?
Now in my career, probably at the 12 year 12, probably around 45ish to 45, 50 is probably where they want me at. I used to play 90%, and that'd be.
Is that 70?
That could be up to 70. Okay. 70 plays, 60, 70 plays, and but now I'm probably like the 45, 50 range, and that's a good day for me.
Okay, so let's say there's 50 plays in a game, and that's what 50, 10, 500, and you got 50. That's probably you get, I don't know. I don't know if my math's on or off, but around like it's 800 to 1,000 plays a year.
Yep.
And you have 15 sacks. That's 15 of 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got 15 sacks, and they go, "Oh, you got 15 sacks. He must be amazing." He is really good at pass rushing, and he's had great moments.
Yeah.
But what would you rather have? 15 sacks or a guy who's wildly disruptive on every play, but doesn't cash in. He doesn't cash in, but he's disruptive in the backfield. And you can see he's a problem. What would you rather have?
Second guy.
Yeah, of course, all day.
Every day. Yeah.
All day.
Every day. I done lived that with playing with people like that, seeing people play like that, and also the other. I done seen that. One. Yeah, but I'll take the second one.
Yeah. I mean, it's real. Like I've seen guys pass rush, stand up, they get stonewalled, they just stop.
Yeah. No, without a doubt.
That's crazy.
Without a doubt. And a lot of times, especially in the off season too, especially this time, you see a lot of guys. You're doing the drills, doing the pass rush thing. They got this. I don't know. A lot of them playing. They say they're playing basketball now, and all that. They need to be working these scoop blocks, or these combo blocks, these pursuit drills, everything like that. The grittiness.
That's the real part of it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we can all do things that look good, that look, things like that. But we all being evaluated by professional evaluators, okay? So whatever you post on social media, shit don't really matter, okay?
Yeah.
When you show up to training camp, can this guy strike a block, disrupt the block, or can he hit the line of scrimmage like the coach wanted to? You know what I'm saying? Can he do that? There's so much technique that go into this, and you have to work all these different parts of the spectrum. But what I've learned is, obviously playing for different coaches, and I need to know exactly what this coach want me to do. And I got to do it to the, not the average ability, I got to do it to the best of the ability that's required for my position of what I'm going to do.
Right.
So I don't like to trick my body too much and working on too much football specific things like, do your pass rush drill, do your stuff like that. That's fine, but my strength and conditioning need to be utmost because my health, I need to be on the field. I need to have my body strong enough to react to whatever I'm being asked to do. And I found that's been my cutting edge as far as through most of my career is, if anything, I'm gonna show up in shape, and I'm gonna have a fanatical effort when I play. And by the time the first game roll around, I'm gonna be able to do exactly what this coach wants me to do. Because we all got a job to do, and it all come down to trust. If I trust this guy to go out here and do what I'm asking him to do, he gonna keep food on my table. I'm gonna keep food on his table. But if this guy can go out here and do what he want to do, no matter what I ask him to do, I can't trust him to feed my family. I can't trust him to bring this organization Super Bowl. So I mean, you could do whatever you want to do, but this ain't figure skating. This ain't stuff where you do. This is a team sport, and if we all not on the same page, we won't get over the hump to where we need to be. And that's what we got to understand is, you always want to put your best foot forward. You always want to be your best within the realms of the bigger goal of what we're trying to accomplish as a team and as an organization.
Absolutely. I was itching to open my mouth, but I was trying to shut up and let you talk.
Yeah, let's get it.
But I was thinking, it's so interesting. When people say, it's a lot of politics, there ain't no politics.
Yeah.
It's who does it better and who's reliable or who's a liability.
Yeah.
And when you see those, when I'm watching a game and there's a giant gaping hole, and I see the backer and the 3 technique in the same hole, I go, That's a big problem.
That's a big problem.
Right? That's a big problem. And they're not a bad team. They have communication issues or they have responsibility issues.
Yep.
And now you just made the other team look like they're the
like they superstars.
you know, yeah, superstars.
Like they're so smart and that's a guru. And it's
you and I could run through a 12-foot hole. Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. But like a coach wants to keep his job. A coach's wish is to win.
Absolutely.
And you win by having the players that I know I could close my eyes and turn my back to the field, and I know they're going to do exactly what I tell them to do.
Yep.
If you have 11 of those guys,
Yeah.
you win.
You win.
That's it. You win. Or you have guys in the same hole, and you have guys who want to be cowboys, or my coaches say, the guy's a mental midget.
Yeah.
I literally told him what to do, and he didn't do it. I can't coach that guy.
Yeah.
No way.
Exactly.
And I think this is something very interesting through sports and like a business or
Yeah.
the team that we have. Like it's your job or it's not. It's like, and everyone can jump in and help each other out. That's the essence of a team. But
Yeah.
if that's your job, that's your job. We're not debating.
Yeah.
If this
There's
is
no
your
debate.
job. This is your job.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to hear anything else about it
Yep.
because I know this is your job spec.
Yep.
And you're not doing it.
Exactly.
And now you have feelings because we're coming down on you because you didn't do it. It's very tricky, but I don't know where that comes from necessarily. Maybe someone was never checked.
Yeah.
Maybe someone was never told the truth. But in professional sports, I had a guy come up to me at another location one time and he said, "Man, we should run this place just like the Patriots, man." I go, "You'd be gone by lunch.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even be here."
You won't be here.
He goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like,
you don't know.
"Did you do what you're supposed to do this morning? You'd be gone."
Yep.
There's no second chance.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
gone.
Exactly.
You know, and they don't understand like the pressure of that. It's a different world. Like
Yeah.
I got to sit down. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be empathetic. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to. Okay, you're probably going through something, but at the end of the day, this is your job.
That's your job.
And I think professional sports does a great job of teaching that.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. And this is just a great parallel because at the end of the day, you know, your job is, you know, we agree when you agreed to work here or come here to play, this is what you're here for. This is what we're doing. Okay. Now, if you're doing it or not, I mean, the parameters is, like you say, they set.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do it, somebody else can do it.
Oh, we got a lot of guys who want to do it.
Or then somebody else can do it. They want to do it.
Yeah.
They begging to do it. And, you know, and that's what people got to realize. The buck, I mean, like, life ain't waiting on you. You know, we ain't waiting, but it shouldn't. It keep going, and we got to be able to show up. And that's why you work so hard every day, and you compete every day, because every day somebody is coming to replace you. Every day, you know, I mean, it's going to keep rolling.
Oh, yeah.
So why not put your best foot forward, do what you're supposed to do, and if you want a bigger role, you got to dominate the role you're currently in.
Oh, yeah.
You don't just show up and be able to run the show. You know, you don't show up and just be able to call the shots. You know, the most successful people, they done worked every aspect of the job before they ever become, what if you want to call it the boss or this and that, they know everything that come with it. So, I mean, and take pride in it. You know, there's nothing too small, nothing too big to be willing to do. You know, I mean, like, it's like even like, and one thing I always was taught, my mom taught me, you're always being watched and you're always being evaluated. So if we in here by ourselves and walk by a trash can and I throw the paper, nobody in here, and I miss and I would just walk out, that's a character indicator.
Thank you. Yes.
If nobody there and go pick your stuff up and put it in the trash can. But that's like touching the line. You running sprints by yourself. I'm gonna do 110s a day, not 100s. I'm gonna do 110s. Let's do 110, not to 105.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because that over time, compounded day after day after day after day, that ends up to over 1,000 yards missed of work because you didn't finish the last 5 yards. So that's I don't think people look at life like that sometimes, but that's also the differentiators between people who have a lot of success and the people who complain about the things not going their way.
Yeah. And going back to the story about my friend who started that company, said, I should have what he has. And he goes, he goes, I saw my wife, I slept in the office 6 nights a week. I never saw my wife. I loved her. I liked spending time with her. I just crushed my soul working all day, dealing with things that no one else wants to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
not picking the papers up, like, and doing all those things. Why are you doing those things? They don't matter. I think the point is, they probably don't matter to most people,
Yeah.
but most people don't get insane results.
Exactly.
Right?
Most people don't.
They don't get insane results. And as you said, like, I believe it is a character thing. Like, once you walk by that thing and you saw it, all of a sudden that brings your confidence down and your insecurities up.
Absolutely.
It just does naturally. And I think that you've just set the standard. That is the standard. Like, when people don't touch the line, I remember in training camp with the Jets, I looked down, we had to do 300-yard shuttles. We got a 2-minute break with a minute rest.
Yep.
Then after the third one, we get a 2-minute break, and then we had to do the last one, something like that. I forget. But I remember all the coaches were on the line down there, and I remember thinking, why are they down there? And then it hit me. They're watching the line.
Yep.
And then I remember the coaches planting. Now, this test was not hard. We've done it so many times.
Yep.
It became hard because of the stress and the anxiety.
Yep.
But they said, Mark, if you don't touch that line, you are going home today. I swear to God.
Yep.
And I was like, that sounds real.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I better touch that line, right?
Yep.
And so instead of like touching the line
Going
here,
past it more.
I put my palm on the other side and swiped it. I don't care what.
I'm not about to play.
You can see that from The Office, right?
Yep.
So I think that once you allow that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's we're talking about sports and football, but it's everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think doing things as a group and having a great team. It's finding enough people that care about those things,
Yep.
right? And then they care about, I'm doing it. I saw you do that. Please don't do that again.
Yep.
Caring to say something to someone else. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about being disrespectful.
Absolutely.
I'm saying holding the other person accountable.
Absolutely.
Because if I want to be liked and it's all good, then we have a mediocre team or a mediocre business. That is what it is.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Now, we want to be, I mean, you can't worry about being liked. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, always treat, especially if you're treating people with respect and being mindful of how you talk and do stuff like that. But you got to be able to hold people accountable.
Yeah.
And if you're not, as a leader, supposedly, if you're the captain or the owner or this and that, and if you don't, every part of, if your ship not tight, they're going to be like, well, you ain't do this, well, I got to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the onus that people don't really see when you dealing with, the shot caller, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Everything that they doing that they might not want to do or feel like doing, but know they have to do it, have to show up. And because if I, it's like running your household. If it all start with me, if I go down, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, it all coming down. You know what I'm saying? And that's the onus that we put on ourselves, like as the captain, as the leader. Like you always put the most pressure on yourself. So the stuff life throw at you, you could deal with that every day.
For sure. So let's go back. You're at Clemson. You have a great career. Post senior year, you played as a senior, obviously,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And then draft party. Do you have a draft party?
Yeah. So I did have a draft party planned. Now this where my story get a little funky. So I was projected to be like a late first round, second round pick. So I'm having a draft stuff set up and doing all this. So the first round is going by. Got a couple family friends over just in case something happened, whatever. Obviously, so nothing happened. I think the Patriots took like Malcolm Brown or something like that, another D tackle out of Texas that year. I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah. So all right, bet. So we going to the next day. Okay. Second day get there. Coach Sweeney called me that morning. Hey man, just congratulate you in advance. Today's your day. Blah blah blah. Whatever. So second day is like where I really got my draft party planned.
Okay.
Like to have people come over and do all the stuff. And so watching the draft and with the family like in like the living room area. So like some people know, but a lot of people don't know. My house catches on fire during the draft.
Really?
During like the
How does that
draft.
happen? How does that happen?
So I don't know. It's like the way my house was. It was like it's really a one floor, but there's 2 upstairs parts. There's like a game room and then a bedroom off one. So there's not like a full second floor.
Okay.
And so off this game room side, we all down in the little living room area watching the draft. And, you smell a little something in the kitchen kind of behind us off to the right. So there ain't nothing on in the kitchen. What's going on? So my uncle go upstairs, check the game room, and it's like the wall is like engulfed in like fire. Oh, and mind you, so I don't know if it's like an electrical thing, kids got to playing with something, whatever it is, the damn wall caught on fire.
Oh my gosh.
And so by this time, so we like, oh man, like it's a real deal. Like so they like trying to like put it out and stuff, but it's like starting to spread.
Raging,
So you gotta get everybody out of the house in the middle. Mind, this in the middle of the draft. Like I got my phone on me. Like
God. You want to put the fire out?
So get everybody out the house, and but now that, I mean, this thing got out of control, and so the house is burning up, the everybody outside, and mind, I still got my phone on me, but obviously family distraught, and so. Second round go by, I still didn't get drafted. So now 3rd round happening, and obviously fire department doing all this stuff. So we finally get stuff under control. This hours has passed, and so the end of the 3rd round is coming.
Thank God, man. Thank God.
No facts. But everybody was safe, thank God. And but still, so like they put it out. So then I got dark outside now, and then so I'm still watching the NFL ticker on the thing. Yeah. So now another defensive tackle get taken like at the end of the 3rd round, and I'm like. God, so I like slam my phone. I'm mad, so I'm have the house out, whatever. So there's another town over from Conyers called Covington, and my cousins lived there. So we went to go watch the draft there the next day, and so the 4th round starts, and obviously stressed out from everything that has happened and all this stuff, and so the 4th round starts, and these tackles are just getting drafted left and right, and I'm like. Gosh. And I'm like, what?
Probably guys you've had better careers than college.
I mean, yep. I'm gonna let you say it. So D-tackle, they getting drafted left, right. I'm like, what in the is going on? So I'm like stressed out, man. I'm like at this point, I'm like laid out on the ground, and like I'm getting emotional. You know what I'm saying? And my mom come up to me. She put like a little paper in my pocket, and she's like, just don't look at it. And so, all right. So that now the 4th round is passed. I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, I did not see this coming.
Right.
And so the 5th round starts. First pick of the 5th round. Falcons trade up to draft me. But so before that, we all at the little table, whatever, in the kitchen at my cousin's house. My phone ring finally. And it's like a area code I recognize being from Atlanta, Georgia, whatever. And so I'm like, so I answer it. It was like the Falcons, like Scott Pillow, Thomas Dimitrov, Dan Quinn. And it was like, oh, we're going to take it here, Grady, man. So I was just like, so excited. Like, but I also, so everybody see what answer the phone, so everybody like looking. Yeah. And so they like just hang up the phone. They like, well, where are you, what's up? I'm staying home, baby. They're like, what? Like, shit, going to the Falcons? I'm like, yeah. So then they come on the TV, and so like 5th round, first pick, and the 5th round. So I was like, so pick 137. So Grady, Jarrett, and so that was super awesome. And then, but
that's amazing, hometown, man.
Yeah, man. So hometown. But the paper that my mom had put in my pocket was like it was actually, she thought I was gonna get taken to the Falcons.
Oh, really?
But she thought it was the 4th round pick. She was like the 4th round, that or whatever. And but she did put the Falcons on there. Oh, wow. And so I ended up putting the paper out and said like Falcons, whatever.
Moms know, man.
They be knowing. So ended up going like that, man. And I just think that was just such a cool thing. But it was awesome for me too, being able to stay close to home. Obviously, just going through this traumatic experience with my family, and them being displaced for a little while, and being able to stay close and help with certain stuff like that. And the team definitely helped a little bit coming forward at the beginning of the stuff. But that house now is got the same house there. Ended up had to really reconstruct. The base of it was able to keep, like, this all part caught on fire. Yeah. And but we rebuilt that up now, and that's where we keep that house too,
Right.
like where my mom stay at now. So it's beautiful property now, but definitely was you know how yeah. So it always to give you perspective on just like this stuff, man. Like come with the game stuff that it can just be gone so fast, man. You can never let this stuff define you or who you are and this and that because it's just stuff, you know.
It's true.
So a lot of the stuff that I lost in that fire was like, you know, everybody in high school, you had about your like college letters, all that kind of stuff, like my awards that are like won at Clemson and everything.
Yeah.
It's like our game room wall.
Yeah.
So like stuff that I wish little league trophies, stuff that I wish I could be able to share like as I got older. But that's the stuff like we lost. But it's also just like it's just you know give you know let's go chase some more, let's go do some more. And it's just but it's also like just don't let your career, you know, what you do or the things that you get from this, don't let it define you as a person, man, because it could be gone like that. Yeah. And that was an early reminder for me. And I think everything happened how it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you could say, I'll go in the, I don't know, 4th round to a team that you maybe don't want to go to the 5th round to the Falcons, you probably pick the 5th round
every
to
time.
the Falcons,
every
right?
time.
What was it like playing for the Falcons?
Man,
By the way, Scott Pioli was in New York.
Yeah.
You know who Scott Pioli's wife is, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. I'm close.
Parcells' daughter.
Yeah, Scott's my guy, man. I can't wait to watch it. Actually,
Yeah.
That's my guy. We developed a wonderful relationship in Atlanta. We really bonded over community work together. He worked a lot at the Atlanta Mission downtown, and I did a lot of my work at the Atlanta Mission, helping homeless displaced men.
That's amazing.
They shelter them, feed them, and they help them transition to getting jobs and
That's
you know
great.
getting put
That is
up. I mean,
awesome.
it's a wonderful thing they do in that Atlanta Mission, man. That's where me and Scott really developed our relationship, long lasting. Now outside of football, just having a bond and passion over that. But But yeah, I mean, playing for Atlanta it was amazing, man. A dream come true. Obviously, first year was just a rookie, just getting your feet wet, trying to figure it out.
Well, let's stop there. Like, what was it like running out for your first game in Atlanta?
Oh man, yeah. So running out for the first game was like
Nervous. You had to be
super nervous, like kind of like overwhelming almost, because it's like, dang, like I'm playing like in the dome, like this is the dome before the Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
And mind you, I always wanted to play in the dome. Well, I did play in the dome at Clemson, but to be able to come out there playing for the Falcons was like super. There's like actually a mic'd up thing. They mic'd me up my first
game.
preseason game. Like being like the hometown kid, stuff like that. So it was like on YouTube, and I remember me and my boy Joey Mbu, another defensive tackle that came in with me. We sitting on the bench, and I'm like, yo, bro, this is like surreal, man. Like coming out, and so just being a kid, giddity. But the game, was going so fast for me, man. I'm like, oh my god, like this is my first. Like you're trying to get lined up, you're breathing so hard.
Oh yeah.
And as you know, those preseason games, they leave you out there to cook. You're gonna play 15, 20 plays straight.
Oh, yeah. There's no by committee.
Yeah.
They want to see you tired, sucking wind, lining up, looking like you know what you're doing, running to the ball.
Yep.
You ever want to see, I tell all my friends, you want to watch the best game of the year? Watch the final preseason game, guys jockeying for jobs.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see effort like you've never seen before.
Like you've never seen.
I remember a defensive end from Florida State, Greg Spires. Remember Greg Spires? Greg Spires, probably before your time, but Greg Spires was throwing his body backwards, like into plays. I say, Greg, I never seen you play like this before.
You're like, man, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to
make
get
that team, man. It was wild.
For sure.
So you're in Atlanta. You play 11 years in Atlanta, or 10 years in Atlanta, and you had a great run there. Amazing time. You have all pro seasons there, right?
Yep.
Which is incredible. And then you go to Chicago. Chicago is a legendary NFL football organization.
Absolutely.
What was that like walking into Chicago? Because there's a lot of history there.
Man, so much history. I mean, it was just such a amazing experience, and really still being in it. I'm so grateful that I'm able to play for a organization that's like got the history that it does. Like playing Atlanta was a dream come true, right? And I loved it. But having an opportunity to play in Chicago, a storied franchise where their fans they just love the team, and it's just so much, like you say, history behind it, and being a part of that has been something that I definitely have felt, and it's so cool to experience it. And But going there, I mean, it was so cool. I remember like showing up to the facility after I signed and going to do the introductory press conferences and stuff. And I really didn't know what I was gonna say, and you know, and stuff like that. And I just was flowing. Like I just felt good in that. I was happy to be there. I was happy to be able to be a start of a new regime that they had going. I mean, it was just a perfect, you know, match made in heaven to me, you know. So got there, man, and just really just get acclimated to the city, getting a new house, and you know, getting into a new culture, setting a new culture. Not really into a new culture. It was really setting a new culture, and really just had the blinders on and went straight to work, you know, and really grinded out that first off-season program. Got through the training camp really good, and once I got to our first game, our first game was a Monday night game, and you know, just super excited to do. Man, I'm super excited to go out there and play, feeling good. And as we know as athletes, sometimes things happen. You don't know why they happen. And you trained and you did it. So man, I hurt myself early in this showing, and I'm like, hold on, like I ain't feeling right, you know, and
you know right away.
But it's also like, is it a little cramp or something? But no, as it goes, so you're playing, but once you're hot, you kind of hot, but you're playing, it's okay. But as the game going, you know, you kind of get worse and worse, and I get a little, you know, stiffness in my leg, and doing this and doing that. I'm like, something ain't right. So, you know, we push through that and try to figure out what's going on, kind of keep playing, and I'm just not right, you know, and I had to make a decision, you know, to be able to get myself right during the season, my first year. And, you know, you want to have a good first impression, everything and stuff like that. But I mean, I had to make a change, you know, and so I had to do what I needed to do to try to get back healthy. And so once I got hurt, was out a couple weeks, and now it go from me being like I was like, you know, obviously, you know, captain of the team, leader, but I'm not able to perform how I want to or how I need to be able to contribute like I want to. So that was a big struggle for me mentally, just because of my own expectations for myself. And but I pour all my effort just getting healthy and really just trying to overcome, you know, pain and struggle, just mentally and physically, just to go out here and do what I need to do. So I ended up fighting back really hard, being able to get myself in good position to where I could start back and play and compete. But as I come back, I'm kind of like in not the role I wanted to be in, but mostly I didn't need to be in the role I wanted to be in because my body wasn't right. I wasn't ready.
Right.
My mind, as we always think we're ready, right? But had a really big struggle with that mentally, and so taking like a back seat a little bit to also serve my team still in a role that I could best help. And then so, you know, dominated that role and where it was and still showing up here and there. And really as the season got healthier and was able to finish out strong and felt more like myself towards the end of the season. Got back to the playoffs, won a playoff game. I mean, playing in those Bears-Packers matchups was amazing.
A lot of energy
there. A lot of energy. And then we ended up falling a little short to the Rams in the end, almost got them. But nobody gave us a chance to get as far as we did, man, and that was just super awesome to be a part of that. But I definitely just think the best is just ahead. Definitely for myself before this team, man, and where we're going. And I'm happy to be back healthy so I can really go out there, do what I need to do, be what I need to be, and, you know, show Chicago what I'm really about. So I'm super excited for that challenge, man. And I just know, you know, nothing happens just to happen. It happened for a reason. And it was so, you know, I had to be so confident in that because I know I did everything I needed to do to be prepared to, you know, be prepared for the season. But I was just super disappointed. Also in the same breath getting hurt. I remember pulling back home after I got like an MRI to like not after the MRI. It was after me realizing like, all right, my leg is really hurt bad, and I just got so frustrated, like pulling the driveway, like get out the car, like slam my hands on the car, like, and it's, and you're just like so mad. It's things that you see that the people don't see as us being athletes, you know what I'm saying? And we all show up and we keep the work face on for this and to be able to show up and do this and do that. But it's a super, super, super hard time, but had to just fight through and push through that. But every injury that I kind of had, man, I've learned something through it, you know, like my second to last year in Atlanta, I tore my ACL, and that was an experience within itself to overcome that, because I never had a season-ending injury or nothing like that. But that going through that really helped me get over this injury in Chicago and be able to get back and play, because I knew how to take care of myself. And so everything that happens, I always try to find the reason in it and push and always try to beat the clock on certain things that they say that we can't do, or certain stuff like that. Even like ACL, I was back in 8 months, and it took everything I had, but and it took me working with some of the people that had to come into my life to help me rehab through that. So I mean, everything that happens, good, bad, always redirected me to a better solution, a better situation, and so I'm just thankful for it, man. But I'm super excited for what's going forward.
You know, if it's any consolation for the listeners, Chicago fans, Grady works very hard and he puts a lot of time in. So
yes, sir.
I think it's going to be an exciting year for you.
Absolutely.
And, I just think about Chicago and all the history, and there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of good football energy around that place.
Absolutely.
Chicago's a very special city.
Yeah, man, very special city. Very special city. One of America's best gyms, man. I mean, more than just like, even say playing there is cool, but even like visiting, like going. I never like really visited Chicago. My only time being in Chicago before I got to the Bears was the year I got drafted. The draft was there in Chicago.
Okay.
And I went a couple of days before to do a couple of little events and stuff. And I went with my mom, and I remember just seeing how big like the buildings were. Like I thought Atlanta skyline was like, you know, the thing. And then and then mind you, it's still one of the most beautiful skylines. But the Chicago, the size and scale of these buildings and the river running through the city, I'll never forget. Like I'm like, dang. But also, I mean, it's just a great town, man. You go down there, get some great food, man. There's no shortage on things to do. Nice people. I mean, it's clean.
Favorite restaurant in Chicago?
Ooh, I mean, that's tough.
Well, give me two.
Give me two. Okay, let's go two. I've been to Bivet's. That was one of the top ranked steakhouses there, like in the country. All the RPMs are good.
Yeah.
I gotta give you. I gotta. It's one on the tip of my tongue, and I'm gonna get in trouble because we always go there. Oh my God!
You're not gonna be allowed back in. I'll tell you that.
Oh my God! I just need to shout out all of them just so I can always get my reservations. Oh man, I'm getting in trouble, y'all. But y'all,
that's right. but I imagine like Chicago has tons of stuff like that.
Oh man, tons. Like the Gibsons, the Italian Gibsons, the nice, real nice view out the river. No, it's a restaurant. It's two restaurants at the top of the St. Regis. It's a Japanese one, Miru, love that, and it's another one, and that one's really good too. It's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue, but everybody know what I'm talking about though.
They know exactly what it is. So what has it been like? You know, you said you were mic'd up for your first game ever, and then now you're going into 12?
Yeah.
I mean, that's extraordinary. Most people don't play 12 years. Most people, it's like, 3, 4. I know the average is 3, but you've done a great job, like just having longevity in the sport. What would you say is a lesson that you've learned that's helped you tremendously on this journey to have the longevity that you've had?
I think knowing that the work is never done. Don't put cause like we talked about, like having go through training camp again. Put your best foot forward to practice on a Wednesday in week 8. Put your best foot forward to practice on the week 10. You know what I'm saying? Like just the work never stops. And you really got to develop a routine to where, you got to put your best foot forward and show up every Sunday and really fall in love with it, And it's also like sometimes it's good to have like a short memory too sometimes. Because when I sit there and think about how many practices and things and games things you do, I'm like, damn, like that's a lot of. But to me, what I have to do, I have to look at every year like a new year. Like nothing that I've done in the past matters. I have to go forward. I got to reestablish myself. I got to re-earn trust. I got to relearn the defense. I got to you never figure it out.
Right.
Because that keep you fresh and it keep you going and keep striving. You know, I still haven't had my best season. I'm still training and striving to go get the next thing. I'm trying to go get the next contract. I'm trying to go, I'm just keeping something ahead of me that's not having me look back.
Mm-hmm.
And because when you just keep, one foot in front of the 1 foot on the front, then you look back like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I did a lot. But
yeah,
until you please, and like when you please, but I mean, I still got that hunger, so I'm head down every day. And not letting my past define my future, because I don't want to put a limit on it, and I don't know how far I can take it, but I know I got a lot to give, and I know I'm gonna give my best effort every day to find out what that is. So, and I take pride in being able to compete at the highest level at my age, at doing things, and still chasing my best season, still chasing a Super Bowl, chasing the championship. Want to see what that feel like, and just not being satisfied. And so I think it's a combination of all that, like just the want and the will to be able to keep pushing forward, but also just having a short memory, like, because sometimes like we think about, like, people don't want to hear about what you did 10 years ago all the time, 5 years ago. Well, I used to be there. I used to be. The coach trying to hear that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why I do it like this? Yeah. We're not going to deal with that. No. You got to be able to relearn. You know what I'm saying? And you can use your experiences and things to help move the needle forward, but never use your stuff to pull it back. Because the game is always evolving, new people every year, and you got to reprove yourself every day. Always having the mindset that nothing is owed to me. I got to earn everything, and that's what really keep me going.
Yeah, couple unfair questions or awkward. Best offensive lineman you've played against?
Best offensive lineman. I played against some good ones, man. Some of the guys now and some of the OGs. Yeah. I mean, I played against Logan Mankins.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You probably
Wrestler.
Yeah, like
strong hands, man.
Yeah, man. Ryan Jensen was always hell to deal with. He played in Tampa.
Yeah.
As a center.
He's a good player.
Real good player. I mean, a lot of people forget to say I played Trey Turner, who was a six-time Pro Bowler. We played against each other in college, and he ended up having a really, really good career with Carolina. So I played him every year, and also Andrew Norwell, who was there for a long time before he got older. He was a really good interior lineman. So Carolina had really good interior guys for a long time. Matt Khalil at a center position was hell to deal with. Super fast, super quick. Obviously, everybody know the Kelsey playing against Jason Kelsey was always hell. Yeah. Shoot, and I'm only naming insider because that's the world I really live in.
Those are great offensive linemen.
I'm trying to think who the guys now that's like. I mean, it's a couple real good ones. I mean, Chris Lindstrom in Atlanta, practiced against him so much, but he having a hell of a career for himself. Our guard, we got Joe Tooney. I played against him a lot. It was still in practice. It's hard to get past him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we talk about sometimes with these great offensive linemen. Sometimes they have like these it's just these it factors that they have. You don't really know what it is that make them so difficult to get by, or this and that.
They make it look easy.
They make it look easy.
Like they're
like
so
the best ones make it look easy. The real those guys. I mean, they gonna fight you hard, but you just stick shred those guys.
They're what is it? They're suspect. You can beat those guys. The guys who make it look easy with their feet in their hands. I'm like,
I mean, it's work.
That guy is way too comfortable back there.
Oh, way too. Like and I know early, like if this guy's gonna be like a real deal, but. I mean, they don't got to say too much. They do their thing, and I mean, they just make, like you said, they make it look easy. So, I mean, the league got some great athletes on the offensive line. I think they continue to get better as the years go because they become just more and more athletic. Yeah. And some of the schemes that we have to practice against and play against now are just so creative. So they got to be able to do a lot of things.
Right. All right. Aside from yourself, best pass rusher that's like, this guy's a very good pass rusher.
As an interior lineman, or
You can go just interior because you're interior.
Okay. Obviously, everybody know Aaron Donald as one of the best, if not the best.
Is he coming back?
I don't know. He might. 2 years out in the trenches. If anybody can do it, he can do it.
Yeah.
If anybody can do it, he can do it, man. So he's been awesome. Chris Jones been doing good for a super long time. I'm trying to think. Obviously the season Myles Garrett just had. Was that?
My buddy worked with him a little bit. He said he is one of one.
Yeah,
he's freak.
Yeah, freak. That's like the LeBron James kind of compass when you got that superstar athletic ability with a superstar work ethic. When it all comes together, good luck.
Oh man,
good luck.
He had that 5 in a game, didn't he? 5.
Something 5, 6. I was part of the game where Adrian Claiborne had 6 sacks in one game.
Oh yeah,
that was super cool to be a part of. We played the Cowboys in 2017 in Atlanta. Man, had 6 sacks in one game.
That's crazy.
It was
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
You would think they make a substitution, a chip.
Yeah,
Chip with a back.
I'm like, they might have been trying to get that guy up out of
I know, right?
Who was blocking?
Who has the record for sacks in a game? Derek Thomas.
Yeah, Derek Thomas. Kansas City.
7.
Yeah. Yes. They say he was real deal for you as actually, man. So
Yeah,
that was
he was no joke.
He was no joke.
So in regards to training and the way you take care of yourself, you have 4 lifts a week. You have the agility days, speed days, footwork days, all mobility, all throughout.
Yeah.
What are the other attributes that you want to highlight that? Because remember, there's a lot of high school, there's college guys listening that they understand, but they need to hear it from you. Like, what's really important for you and how you do things. Like, everyone knows sleep is important, but how important is it for you? Sleep, nutrition, supplements, whatever it is.
Yep. So I think it all works together. Obviously, I think it all starts with effort. And when I say effort, it's whatever the focus of the day is, putting your max effort on. Like we say, if we're doing a max upper day versus the max dynamic day. Mentally, I know before I go into the workout where I got to put my energy. If I'm going to, obviously, like the things I may do from a recovery standpoint is going to supplement the things that I might have the next day. So it's like I might stay off my legs a little more if I know I got max legs coming the next day, and if I got to run so much time to do this. So just having everything complement each other, and just when we say working effort, I don't mean just run yourself into the ground. Like if we got to, like I said, we could do upper. The next day we might have lower. Am I want to get a second workout in a day? I'm not gonna go run 20 sprints just to go do it. No, I gotta. Because, you know what I'm saying, now we're going to run ourselves into the ground. So just making sure everything complement each other, and like the decisions that you make, nutrition is super important, limiting the fried foods, and everything, stuff in moderation, even if you're going to have a drink, certain stuff like that, you just got to be mindful of it, because that kind of stuff over time, any abuse always, that's going to lead to really affecting your body, and over time, these things add up. And if you're gonna do these things, you're gonna eat bad, do something, have a plan to get it out your body. Right. We don't just stack on all the bad stuff and just not have a plan for it. You're gonna hit the sauna, you need to go walking, go do something before you get back into training. Because when you go to training, you need to be your best self. And so it's not a thing because sometimes all we think about is limit ourselves. They're like, well, what kind of life is that to live?
Yeah, of course.
It's not that. It's about the longevity, the decisions that help support one another. You know what I'm saying? So I think, but like back to the question, strength conditioning, putting your best foot forward every day. Footwork, I think, is super, super important for every position. Whether if you train it by yourself, learning what ladder drills to do so you can train at home and do your certain stuff to always complement if you don't have nobody directing you like we do when we training. But the quickness of your feet, the power that you can produce off 2 feet. And I think that's good for every position as far as the explosion, especially for D lineman or offensive lineman. How much force can you produce pushing from the ground, and not just walking and stepping into certain stuff. If you go receiver or this and that, the time it takes you to get into your route, certain stuff like that. Make sure that you working the things that are functionally possible in a game, whether it's high school, college, NFL, because we can get distracted. If you train them to take 10 steps before you make contact with somebody, that's never happened in the game.
Right.
Chop, 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 chop. You're not gonna get there.
Right,
you got to get off the rock, and you got to get to point A to point B. And get how fast can I get? If you run a routes, you don't have 10 seconds to go da 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 da. So let's be functional in our movement and be the most efficient. So by the time you ask to go do this, go do that, you can do it. You ain't been practicing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand where you at and what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
If you're just doing stuff just to do it, you're gonna be wasting a lot of time.
Yeah. And then you can't apply it to, as you said, Grady, you can't apply it to what you're doing. Like, I don't really want to see any defensive linemen doing 400s around a track.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for a defensive lineman who's got to perform for 4 to 5 seconds, max.
Yeah. Well,
that's it. So how can I develop that quick explosive force production and get that dynamic work in where it's very specific and simulates the actual job requirement?
Absolutely.
Right?
And then still get that conditioning aspect in it that way as well.
Exactly.
That's one of the things you definitely have helped me with. If we're gonna do extra conditioning, let's make it make sense.
Yeah.
And also know what we got coming because I need your best effort on this day.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I've been a victim of burning myself out. I've been a victim of really pushing too hard sometimes, and also as I've gotten older in my career, some things that I could get by with at 23, 24, it's taking me a little more time at 33, but I still may be more powerful, more efficient here because I know what to do. I know how to do it. See, back if you're just doing a lot of busy work here,
Right.
and you're just doing, because you can do it, don't mean, I might have missed the op here sometime. You know what I'm saying? So also just learning yourself and learning your body and what works for you to be able to do anything that's asked of you.
Right.
And so that's why and then too many cooks in the kitchen sometimes ain't always the best thing. So you got to really be fanatical in your belief of the work that you're putting in and be ready to hang your hat on it. So when we do got to go to work and perform, that's what it's about. And so I think that's really key.
Yeah, I think buy-in's very important. We used to have this joke in college with a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid. You could have him run around a track with a chair over his head, and he would get some sort of advancement with strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a great plan, but he would still get something out of it, right? So you have to buy in and believe in what you're doing, and it's like anything else. If you believe in it wholeheartedly and it's not a great plan, it doesn't matter. It's done its job.
It don't matter. Yep, exactly. Absolutely.
It's only you prepare the muscles, joints, tendons, and all those things, obviously. But if you believe in it, that's a huge factor.
That's a huge factor.
Huge factor.
Absolutely.
You spent so much time with us. Last question, what is something that you would tell a young athlete, could be a football player, any athlete who's aspiring to achieve great things, go to college, play a college sport? What advice would you give to a young athlete on their come up?
The most important advice I would give is you have to have a fanatical self-belief that you can achieve the things that's on your heart and on your mind, because there's so many naysayers and there's so many it's so much distraction, so much things easy for people to talk down, and when there's also so much different stuff and you could get so distracted about, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing this? You got to have a fanatical self-belief and know that the process and your path is where you're supposed to be in the right time and where you are, and just do your personal best every day, and don't get discouraged by the things that you see, that you may just see somebody else doing or feel like, well, I got to go do this. They could do that. I got to do that. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what somebody else doing or having to do, or the things that all you can do is do your best every day. And at the end of the day, comparison is a thief of joy. If you're so worried about what everybody else is doing, and you can get off track, just like we talked about with the players. If you're worried about, let's say we talk football, let's talk to defensive linemen. If we worried about chasing sacks versus worrying about being held every play, you can be held all day and somebody tell you, oh, you ain't got enough sacks. Now you can get discouraged and be like, dang, I ain't doing enough. I'm not doing. But this guy might just, you know what I'm saying? And this guy might be giving hell too. But at the end of the day, if you're doing your best every day and you playing how you need to play with relentless effort, relentless want to, and don't be scared to show how bad you want it.
That's right.
You have to be thirsty for the life you want. You gotta want. Don't be worried about too cool. Don't get you nowhere.
Yeah.
Too cool don't get you nowhere. Show up. Be early. Be excited. Be enthusiastic. Whether that's an athlete, somebody trying to try for a new job or do something like that, and be willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Right.
Be the one off that I know if I need something done, this person gonna get it done regardless. And leave the ego at the door. It's enough of that. It's enough of that. And to be honest, as much ego as it is these days, the ones without it and the ones that's humble and willing to do what it takes to get the job done, those are the outliers. Because if you're showing up with things and feel like you owe this and feel like well, how much that's paying? Or how much they pay? You ask how much something paying before you even gonna do the work, or show your value. And don't be scared to put yourself out there. Sign up on Indeed.com, that ain't gonna get you in the door. Go walk in the establishment and say, I would like a job here, what is it gonna take? Or you keep going back. Or you can say, well, I wanna learn this trade. Do whatever it takes to learn that trade and go prove yourself every day. But just signing up for something and hoping somebody just wish on the wall come get you up because you think you deserve this and that, it ain't happening.
Right.
So go chase after the life you want, and whether everything go your way or not, if you put your best foot forward, I bet you won't have no regrets.
That's right. And you'll be better for it regardless.
You'll be better for it regardless. And you're going to end up where you need to be, but you got to have fanatical self-belief. And that's where I'm able to get where I'm at, how far I've been able to get. And like I said, everything ain't been favorable, called in my favor. But I knew that at the end of the day, that I'm going to be ready and I'm going to be able to do my job because I prepared for it. And if I don't get out, I'll be okay with it because I know I did everything I was supposed to do when I was supposed to do it, and time to pivot. But until then, I'm gonna keep showing up, keep doing what I need to do, and I'm gonna keep believing in myself that my best is always ahead of me. And that's what you always got to believe. And don't let the hardships, things behind you, hold you back, and take responsibility of where you at in life, and you'll go harder for it.
I love that. It's great advice. Thank you.
Yep.
So where can people find you on social media? And they can obviously find you in Chicago with the
Yep.
Bears.
Yep, for sure. So all my social media handles is my first name, last name, Grady Jarrett, on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm not as active as I probably should be or want to be, but I'll be there sometime. So check me out, and you know where to find me. We're on the field, Soldier Field, doing our thing, and hopefully we'll go get us a Super Bowl this year.
That's right. Big year coming up. I can't thank you enough, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for doing this. Thank you for making time. And it's been a real joy working with you, learning more about you, and being a small part of the process. But it's exciting, and I'm excited for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Right.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you taking me on as a client too. I see what you do every day, running the business, and I people don't know. I asked Mark to be able to work with me this off season. The way life was set up, and I met Mark a couple years ago, but never had the opportunity to work with him. And I don't think either of us really knew what we were getting into, and it was a little, we both took the leap of faith to work with each other, and that's one of the things I just say. I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with you, and that gives me another self-confidence in myself to be able to reach out and ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
Because I needed it in a time that I was going through a transition with my other situations.
Right.
So it definitely helped. I appreciate you being here for me, and I know I'm gonna have a great year working with you.
100%. Always here to help, and big year ahead. I have no doubt.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you,
Thank
brother.
you.